Hello and welcome to Chaos Magic. I'm AIM, I'm your instructor for the quarter. Basic introductory class on Chaos Magic, covering some of the simple techniques. Magic's all around us. You wouldn't be here if you hadn't experienced it, I think, at some point in your life. We can talk about that. I'm probably going to do most of these recorded, just because it's my first time doing it online, and it's easier for me that way, but we'll see. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them in a timely fashion. I'm going to try and post something every Sunday night, so that Monday morning when you want to look at it, you can. Today, it's what is Chaos Magic, basically. That's the first thing, and what is it not? Okay, so a common misconception about Chaos Magic, that it's doing whatever you want to do. No, that's not it. One. Two, second one is that it's basically like an evolution of the Golden Dawn. Not really, although a lot of people might think it is. Chaos Magic is more of an approach to doing any kind of magic, and it allows you to look at it a little differently, to improvise somewhat, to find out what works for you and what doesn't, and to use that as your determining factor, not what's written down someplace or what somebody told you or what you've learned, or it doesn't matter how you got the information, because basically it's a bunch of programs, and some of them are incomplete, some of them are out of date, some of them are misinterpreted. So the only way to find out at this point in time is you actually have to try them and see what happens. It's kind of like something the Buddha said a long time ago, which is that I taught you a lot of things, but you have to see what works for you and what doesn't, and that's basically the same thing with Chaos Magic. Try it for yourself, see if it works. I'd say try it a few times, see if you have any success. If you have enough success to where you feel good about it, then you keep doing it. If you don't, drop it, try something else. So we're going to cover a bunch of things here. Basically, what I had in mind to cover is things like sigilization, servitors, dream work, casting spells. Oh, there's some more than that, but that's all that's coming to mind at the moment. Anyhow, what else can I tell you today? It should be able to be done at hand, what you have at hand. No need to really go out and buy anything. There are some books you could learn more if you read. I have supplemental reading that I'll recommend for each lesson that we have, supplemental viewing, and sometimes supplemental listening on YouTube. For today, one of the things I want to talk about is coincidence. Coincidence usually is magic. It's magic that you have created without even trying to create it half the time. Now, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, but not consciously actually doing any magical work, but you are doing magic work. It's just not within a structure. And I've found a wonderful book that works with the coincidence, talks about it and explains why it's magic, and also why dreams and imagination are important. So I'm just going to say it's worth reading. It's definitely worth reading. And this is the book. Okay, The Three Only Things by Robert Moss. Definitely worth checking out. And the part 2 is Only Coincidence, and that's certainly worth reading. If you can borrow it from somebody or whatever, I would definitely read that. What else can I tell you about today? Part of magic, I think a good working magical system is to create a world that you can work within. And a lot of magical systems use gods or other sentient beings or other entities, if you will. The more people that have connected to those images, those ideas, the more powerful they are. So up until, I would say, films, pretty much it was things that had been going on for thousands of years, because that was the only way to reach lots of people. So basically any of the pantheons, the Greeks, the Hindus, the Romans, Christians, whatever. Something there, or the Celtic, some Native American, wherever you can find something that you can lock into, the better. But since the invention of films, much more has spread. So from time to time, I will recommend a movie, and I'm going to recommend that you watch Lord of the Rings if you haven't watched it. And if you watched it, watch it again, because there are things in there that I think can inspire you and help you. So let's talk about what magic, chaos magic is and it isn't. Well, it definitely isn't Gandalf magic, okay, or Harry Potter magic. You're not going to blast fireballs that knock people down or burn holes through walls or anything like that. You're not going to be levitating. You're not going to be actually getting invisible, although it might feel that way. There are things that you can do that will give you things that are very close to those things you've seen on film or read about in a book, and will have an effect that's good enough, but they won't be CGI, okay? They won't be special effects. So what else can I tell you? Chaos magic, basically, at its most basic and its most simplest, is you're basically pushing the odds in your favor. All right, now that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you win 6 out of 10 bets, that means you've won. If you win 7 or 8, that means you've won a lot, okay? For those of you out there who play any type of games or gamble or play poker or whatever, basically you notice that makes a big difference. And knowing where you want to put your energy. You're also going to find out that sometimes it's best to give a lot of attention to something, and sometimes it's best to not give so much attention to it and just let it be in the back of your head somewhere. And you'll learn that by experience. What else can I tell you about that's really crucial? It will change your worldview if you get into it. It will change your life. It will change your thinking. And it will make your life, I think, infinitely more interesting. I personally, I work with a Tibetan Buddhist deity called Tara, who has 21 forms. I also work with a Celtic deity called the Morrigan, who is very helpful. Morrigan is connected to crows and ravens, and really something obvious and easy to see all the time. Sorry if I'm rambling, but like I said, this is the first time doing this. Whenever I've taught anything, it's always been in a classroom with live people, or if it's been on the internet, it's been one-to-one. So this is a little different, and I'm still kind of finding my feet on it. Okay, I thought I would talk longer, but I guess not. I guess we're talking about like maybe 10 minutes at best. So the other thing it's worth doing is going on YouTube and listening to Liber Null by Peter Carroll. There's an audio recording of the entire book on YouTube. It's called Liber, L-I-B-E-R, Null, N-U-L-L. And it'll be by Peter J. Carroll, C-A-R-R-O-L-L. And he was one of the founders of Chaos Magic. Although a lot of people credit Austin Osman Spare, because he sort of created the sigils. But Peter Carroll and Phil Hine are the guys that really, I think, formulated it into something and wrote some wonderful books about it to get it going. Okay, so for today, have a great week. I will probably be talking a little longer next time. I hope this was long enough. Oh, and the ring which you see periodically, there it is, yeah. Okay, that's Tibetan. It says Red Garuda. The Garuda is another part of my pantheon. The Garuda is a protective being. It's a bird. It's an eagle, basically, a huge, fierce bird like an eagle that's born as an adult when it breaks its shell, and it's a protector of the Buddha, and it's the fiercest thing in the Tibetan pantheon. Okay, I think I've covered enough about me, enough about the general stuff there. I'm sure I'm forgetting a dozen things right now, but I hope to see you next week. I hope this has been informative. I hope you've enjoyed it. And, oh, yes, God, I almost forgot. I do have an assignment for you. All right, I'll try and have an assignment for you every week. This particular assignment is simple. I want you to notice any coincidences in your life and just write them down. Coincidences that have happened like between now and next week, write them down specifically. And anything in the past where it was like, oh, that's really weird. I ran into so-and-so and I hadn't seen them in years. Or, I got offered a job when I didn't even ask for one or something. Some money came in the mail I didn't expect. I don't know. But any things that didn't seem straightforward and part of the linear path that life supposedly follows. Okay. Take care. See you next time.